In the last few summers, the Holy Nativity Lutheran Church youth has journeyed across the North American continent to give their time and effort to the people in need. The youth gatherings of 2009 and 2012 were in New Orleans, Louisiana, which consisted both of helping the surrounding community and worshiping at the nightly Superdome-filled events. In other years, we ventured to community-tied YouthWorks in metropolis Toronto, Ontario, Main Street, Booneville, Arkansas, and now, adding to the list this year, is Mile High, Denver, Colorado.
I'm Jason.
Hi, I'm Ashlyn, and I went on the 2011 mission trip to Booneville, Arkansas.
Hi, I'm Maddie, and I went to Booneville, Arkansas, and I also went to the ELC National Youth Gathering in New Orleans.
Hi, I'm Sam. I went to Toronto, Booneville, and New Orleans.
Hi, I'm Hannah, and I'm part of the youth at Holy Nativity.
Before the trips, excitement is in the air.
I didn't really know what to expect as far as what work we'd be doing. I think we had a little bit of an idea ahead of time, but it was kind of one of those things where you show up and they tell you, okay, here's what you're going to do. So I guess my fear was that we were going to show up and then they would have kind of made up some things for us to do, because who knows what they're going to need for us to do in this small town in Arkansas.
Well, I didn't really have many expectations. I just kind of expected to have fun with my friends and do some service work, but I wasn't really sure what exactly was in store because it was my first mission trip.
So the first trip I took was in Toronto. I was just really excited to go there just because I wanted to have new things, have new experiences, not be at home for the first time, if ever, which was pretty neat. But the other two, I knew what was happening, so I really focused on the new relationships I could make.
We were going to just help with tornado damage and help with people who had less than us.
I really enjoyed going to New Orleans because it wasn't just the climate, it was everyone, just the whole hospitality and stuff. And the first trip that I went on down there, it wasn't my expectations were to just learn about New Orleans and learn about the culture and the people and stuff. But the second time I went down there, since I knew what was already going on, I really tried to focus on my relationship with God and try to become closer with Him. And by doing that, I helped a ton of people, and I had so much fun doing it. It was really fun.
What actually happens may surprise you.
I didn't expect them to be so welcoming and just open their lives up to us.
We had a great experience in Booneville. As it turns out, and this is the bad thing, this was the same summer that the tornado hit Joplin, Missouri, that horrible, horrible destruction that happened there. And part of that same storm also hit Booneville, Arkansas. So we were assigned to this site even before that happened. But because of that damage and the disaster that happened there, they really needed us. We did some work doing tornado recovery and work around that had happened in that area, and it was really powerful to work with people who had experienced that destruction.
The three places that I've been to, we got submerged into the culture. So in Booneville, they really taught us about the southern way of living, and how they liked iced tea and fun stuff like that. And in Toronto, or in Canada really, they would have weird milk bags instead of jugs. It was just weird stuff like that we would learn.
Oh, it was just a lot of fun. We got to work with a lot of different people, and to hear a lot of their stories was just really to hear a different side of everything. You would share a story with them, and they would share something that just blew you out of the water. It was really special to have that connection with people. You don't get to do that every day.
So what was unexpected was that every night the YouthWorks staff would have little skits and fun games for us to experience. In Booneville, they had a nightly little hillbilly skit, and in Toronto they had crazy Canadian Ink thing that would happen, so that was really fun.
In Toronto, we got to work with some extraordinary people, and they were actually young adults who were mentally challenged per se, but really it was more mentally gifted, because they could do things that we couldn't even dream of doing, and they had so many special talents and qualities about them that we didn't even know existed. So like we went to the beach one time and they were just so excited because we had buddies and stuff, so we were all paired up and everyone was just having a great time. It was really fun. It was really special for them to like make a connection with someone, and for us it was more like even more rewarding.
God is active everywhere, and these trips are full of her motherly actions.
The coordinator of the disaster relief in Booneville, she was a very faithful woman, and it was just, she took us to her church, which was a really neat experience. She's Catholic, actually, and it was kind of neat to go see that. And she talked a lot about how faith played an important part in her role in this town. And she was clearly a community leader there. Everybody knew who she was. It was a small town. Not that everybody knows everybody, but she was a well-respected leader in this town. But I experienced God in her, and just simply knowing that God was present in this suffering that had happened there, and she was helping to show people that simply because they had experienced this destruction didn't mean that God was absent, but instead God was with them in this suffering, and God was suffering with them.
We were helping kids in it was like some sort of day camp with little kids, and there was another storm type thing without tornadoes, and it was kind of scary because some little kids were really scared because they had already been traumatized from the past, from the tornadoes. God was with us when we were taking shelter in the locker room / bathrooms in the school when we were helping out with the kids at that day camp in Booneville, and he helped to comfort us and make us know that it was all going to be okay.
Parts where God was really active in our trips. The first time that we went down, it was just so overwhelming because there were so many things for us to do, and we were kind of disappointed because we didn't really get to do as much as we wanted to the first time that we went, but the second time that we went down there, we got to be really hands-on and work with a lot of the community, and it was just really, really touching and really special to be part of a lot of the people's lives. Like, we changed so many people's lives when we went down there.
I saw God present by just like how much hope people had by where we were. Like, even like though some of the people in Booneville, some of the kids we worked with came from really like broken homes, they were still so happy and so hopeful and full of joy. And even in New Orleans, even though they were hit so hard by a hurricane many years ago, and there's still so much work to do, there's still such happy people. And I also saw God present in all of like the friends I made. I wasn't expecting to make like any friends from different places, and there's people I still talk to. And I think that's just so incredible.
God was with us when we needed a little extra push and support to help others in the communities that we were surrounded by.
I saw God in our own young people as we worked together, and we also met other groups of people that had come from other parts of the country to help serve in this place. That was a neat experience, and seeing God's presence in that.